Well, good morning. It's Sunday morning after daylight savings time, and I don't know if you guys can hear that in the background, but crew's been at it all night pumping. I think they pulled in, they said about 10:30. They got here about 7, but by the time they got through all their equipment and greased and fueled and oiled and all that, they were ready to start. But I went to bed, so I don't know what time they started. So like I was saying, the crew's been at it since about 11 o'clock last night. I think they put the pumps in at about 9:30 last night, Saturday evening. Didn't get as early a start as they wanted, but I know they got one pit done. I haven't talked to them yet. I've been doing hog chores and feeding cattle and that this morning, and with all the tanks and tractors and pump tractors, just getting around the cattle barn even gets to be a little bit of a challenge this morning. So as soon as we get this next load of feed loaded, we're going to get down and we'll take a little bit of look at the equipment, and we'll talk about how what it's taking. So just kind of scooting around the Ranger right now. We're going to load some more feed up for the hungry Herefords. And we'll get them fed, and then we'll do a little looking. So 4 10,000 gallon tanks. Won't take long to empty one pit. I know one's hauling water in about every 6 loads. I think they said 7 loads of manure. They're hauling a load of water in to get her loosened up. There's another load loaded. Here he's gonna pull up and back underneath the bulk bins and top it off with a little corn and put some protein, liquid protein out of the protein tank there. Oh, look who showed up too, my uncle. He usually comes down on Sundays to see boys or just see what we're doing. Kind of play the game since there ain't a lot of room down here with feed wagon, payloader, big tractor like that, 10,000 gallon tank. There's 3 of them to keep them all spread out here. And they got a service pickup they parked down here and some other things. Let's see. We'll just go down the alleyway. Not a big deal. And there's Dave's pickup. One of the company pickups. Gotta have the curtains open when we're pumping and stirring these pits, because otherwise we can gas cattle. That's also another reason I don't like having cattle in the pens. There's a pretty good setup there. Got 2 tractors. There's that Nunn pump we had to go get yesterday. And then there's our pump that we have. So there's a second hose laying there, and that's what they hook onto a tank, the water tanker. Even though there's 4, they're using one to haul water in. So it'll make those 2 John Deeres cry a little bit when you gotta start first pumping with them, because that is some thick stuff. Now that tractor, I don't know what the story is on that one, but that 8100 there, when they throw that PTO in gear for the first pit, it makes it work. See, Virginia cattle are all back in this pen, and they were in that pen for about 6 hours last night. Out in the horizon there, about right, see if I can do this, about right there is one tractor and manure tank out in the field. Now I know somebody's going to probably comment and say, well, your cows are out in the field too. No, there's a fence that goes across, so the cows go out and they roam around out in the corn stalks and exercise. That's on some bean ground from last year that'll go to corn next year. And the cows will be over there, and then we'll apply manure to that. That's calf barn, calving barn, bedding pack barn. Oh, I see somebody got a new tailgate. Ain't that fancy? I don't like leaving loaders up. I just don't. Somebody could get hurt. Taking a video for Nolan. Oh, there's an 8130 John Deere. I actually used to work for these guys, and they were pretty handy. Built hose containers on all the front of these tractors. I think that one's got 21,000 hours on it. Light tower. They don't mess around. They bought a lot of equipment. That is a really nice pump. That's a Nunn pump. They're made in Canada. We're getting down there. I think they sent 2 light towers up last night. There's the second one. There's a load stand from yesterday. But it's thick. It's thick. That's 12 foot down in there. Getting down there. How much water have you guys hauled in? 2 loads. So this pit, they had to haul 4 loads of water in to get her loosened up. Otherwise it's so darn thick. Well, they got her loosened up, they said, which is a good thing. So now it's empty, and get her filled back up. Ain't many solids left. Solids are when the liquid separates from the kiln. It's good manure. But I think he said they started on this pit at pumping at 12. 5:30 they got done. But this one wasn't very full. The second one was about 4 inches from the bottom of these slats that sit in those holes. I know somebody's probably going to comment too, oh, you don't need that big of a tractor or new of a tractor. When I worked for them, we had Tatey 6 Internationals and 4640 John Deeres. And they're 40 years old. We wear them out too fast. It takes big tractors like this, and they just work so much better. The technology and everything, just like anything, it's so much nicer, so much better. But this Nunn pump, this thing, that thing is nice. I wish it was on the 3-point. I don't know, because I haven't pulled it in and out. But man, it works good. A 12 and a 14, it slides inside itself. I didn't know that. I've never been around a Nunn pump before. But these guys really like it. I wouldn't be surprised if we get one in the next year, 2 years. That thing is nice. It does a nice job too. Oh, here's Cody. I better ask him how stuff's going. He's been here all night. Well, Cody said in about 3 hours that pit will be done. It's kind of a good feeling. Had 2 left. We have about 500,000 to go. So, yeah, we'll get another video here later in the day.